Hey everybody, welcome to Reflexive Moon Tarot. I'm Sarah, and today the full moon is in Pisces for sidereal astrology followers, and it is in Aries for tropical astrology followers. So when it's in Aries, it's a good time to exercise self-determination and take action. Aries is definitely an action sign, so it could be like physical activity or some type of work project. However, though, with Aries, though, because it is ruled by Mars, you're going to want to avoid conflict. Avoid that sort of reckless behavior that is super ego-driven. You can do that by practicing patience and kindness, which actually takes us into that Piscean energy with sidereal placement. So with Pisces, when it's in the full moon, it's a very emotional time. Pisces is a very emotional, like with all of the water signs, they're ruled by emotions, but Pisces particularly is like very deep feelings of emotions. It's a good time to practice kindness, to channel your creativity. If you're into art, you may want to, start a new project, just bouncing off of that Aries energy as well, or the upcoming Aries energy. So Pisces is also a sign of new gifts and talents. This could be, because it's a full moon, it could be you channeling some new gifts and talents, and then the next new moon, you would be putting that into action. So it's important at this time also to trust your intuition. That's what Pisces tells us. So channeling your creativity, following your intuition can also be exercising creative writing or listening to music or playing music if you are a musician. But either way, let's get into it. We're using the fabulous Deviant Moon Tarot deck, and we will set the tone with a Garden of Lucid Daydreams Oracle card. So I was having fun with this deck last night, and just coming up with my own spreads. I do like that about this deck. It's like a regular playing card size. I can't remember how many cards in total there are. There might be actually 52, just like a regular card deck. So it's, Lenormand styles, but I don't really know enough about Lenormand, to be quite honest with you, to do a full-on comparison. Maybe that will be a future activity. So 13. Speaking of moons, we got the number 13. Oh yeah, so this moon also is the oh, and we got a flipper here. Flyer. This moon is also the falling leaves moon. So it's harvest time and super colorful and beautiful and vibrant. You may want to look up falling leaves moon. So we have 13 and 22 fell out. So 22, I believe, has to do with like a great unknown or not knowing, almost like amnesia. We'll go with 22 first. Yeah, it's actually called amnesia. So mental decline, forgetfulness, memory repression, purposely ignoring unpleasant facts. So you could be in denial over something, a blackout or bewilderment. So maybe your issues are related to overconsumption of alcohol and other mood-altering substances. You're experiencing blackouts, or you could just be completely overwhelmed and blacking out. If you have any trauma issues, people lose time. So that is real, and that may be something that you want to discuss with a healthcare professional or someone who you trust. But we have number 13 here, and I believe that's storm. Yes, so a lot of turbulent emotions that could be related to this full moon in Pisces, sadness, depression, catastrophic circumstances, and destruction. So that's a lot of heaviness right there. And I mean, it could be very well tied into these moons. You know, you can really pick out some very deep and unpleasant emotions with Pisces and Aries. And Pisces and Aries don't really get along very well either. They have a hard time relating to each other. Trusting another from experience. So, I used to be a Pisces, now I'm an Aquarius. It's like, I'm done with this Pisces business. I'm just going to change signs. Thank goodness for different forms of measurement, or more accurate forms of measurement. Like, I'm totally a space enthusiast, and I think that it's wonderful how astrology really gave birth to astronomy, or vice versa. Chicken and egg, right? So let's do this. We have the Page of Swords reversed. So I'm not really a fan of starting or ending with court cards, but this could be you or a person who I feel like is potentially a stalker. If you see it upright, you know, this person is trying to see through their sword. They're looking at something. It could be staring at yourself as well. You could have some issues with vanity. But either way, the pages reversed are somewhat deceitful. Crossing that, though, we have the 8. We have the 8 of Swords reversed. So we're dealing with some mental conflict. Also, like, I want to say necessary evil, but when it comes to the Suit of Swords, it's like those hard lessons learned, but lessons that need to be learned for you to, you know, growing pains, right? So the 8, though, usually means like a type of imprisonment, being blind to a way out of a situation. But when it's reversed, it means basically the opposite of that. So you are seeing a way out, but and also you're feeding your mind, as opposed to your mind being drained from this inability to see clearly. So you're actually seeing the light versus having the life sucked out of you mentally. And then we have the Ace of Wands overlooking the situation. So raw earth energy. It's in reversal, so there's a something stagnant going on. I'm sorry, I totally just said that was the pen up. So it's Wands, which is fire, and I was going on about Pentacles and Earth. So there's a little bit of my mental block right there. It's my mental earth block blocking the fire energy here. Anyways, so Ace of Swords, Wands, my bad. Ace of Wands is creative, fiery energy. So moving into this Aries business from Pisces, you could be experiencing, and maybe you are an Aries and you're just, it's difficult this time. You know, water can be really difficult for fire and air signs, because air just wants to move, and air can't really move the water. It can to a certain degree, but not 100%. And, you know, water puts out fire. It is what it is. But right now we got some creative blocks, and that's okay. Overlooking the situation. That can definitely change. We have the Wheel of Fortune reverse. So this could be, I'm feeling, is due to like I want to say self-sabotage, or just being afraid. Like, say the Fool reverse type of energy is totally linked to the Wheel of Fortune being reversed. Like, I want to say not on the right path, or like steering off of the right path. And coming from a place of anxiety. Anxiety is like a super killer, almost just as much as resentment. So if you are feeling overwhelmed by a situation, that could totally hinder or, you know, lead you astray from the path that is what's most suitable for you. But yeah, you've been having some nightmares. And I can relate to that. Sometimes I have those waking dreams, and they're really heavy. So 7 of Wands reversed. Coming from a place of anxiety, looking forward to a more firm sense of direction with your creative energy. And I think that could be like because this person is traveling and is somewhat lost, I'm getting the feeling that the sense of direction with your creative energy could have a lot to do with logistics. So mapping out time management, mapping out, you know, where you want to go in a day and sticking to it, like having a plan of action, like a map. Makes me think of Dora. I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map. Backpack, backpack. I have watched way too much cartoons with my children. It is what it is. They're so lovable. Even though Dora is insanity. Oh, speaking of insanity, goodness. But this is, I don't know, like, so I pulled this card reversed. It is the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups is usually, it's like indifference or moving forward. I just want to like clarify this. One moment. I get a little confused sometimes, or just... Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with... Does anybody like the Bare Naked Ladies? It would be so cool if playing music was a lot easier on YouTube. Copyright infringement is real. I've said that before. So disappointment and yeah, so moving away, abandonment. But because it's reversed, it could be a fear of change. Whoops. And wanting, like, ending up staying in a bad situation. Like, and this could be a lot of things. This could be staying in any kind of toxic relationship, whether it's friends or family or a significant other. Or even in life, it could be moving up. Upward mobility is the fancy phrase. Stratification. There's some $50 sociology words for you. class mobility. Now there's a maddening subject. So, emotionally though, moving forward, letting go. That potentially is, you know, where you need to focus your energy in order to lift this block in creativity. And where you're moving forward to, that, you know, it's determined by you. There's options, like from the 7, there's options, focus. So this person is like having a hard time still. This is like stuck on the 7, but it's supposed to be in the 8 right now. So increasing your self-worth, maybe doing some mindfulness work, meditation, or just sitting with yourself and figuring out how to be comfortable in your own skin. And that's tricky. There's all kinds of dysphoria that people feel, especially right now. There's so much healing that needs to happen after this pandemic we've experienced and are still experiencing. And then the Ace of Pentacles in your outside influences. It's reversed. So it's a blockage again with raw earth energy that is related to health, wealth, and career opportunities. So I mean, I'm like, this position I'm not the biggest fan of, because I get so, I take it personally sometimes. I'm just like, I don't really care what these outside influences are, how people perceive me. Like, I'm trying to live my best life here. But I think it's important to take it into account, because how you look, like appearances are not everything, but how others perceive you often determines how they treat you. So this is a great tool, I find, you know, to use in order to focus and fill in any gaps in terms of like keeping up appearances. Which sounds very superficial, and it is to a certain degree, but it also just shows you where you can also be, like what you can also be looking at in terms of how to fake it till you make it, for lack of a better term. And that's not the best way to make it, but sometimes when you're trying to push through and get through something, like we got a lot of reversals here going on, and it's kind of a big deal, like subconsciously not following your path or leading off of your path where your mind is meant to be. That's a big deal, because that can really, that I feel like that is almost an act of self-harm versus self-love. Let's light some sage here. Here we go. Almost done, folks. Okay. So we have the 6 of Wands. So the 6 of Wands, I mean, and this card just looks like, you know, like a natural born leader, but also I know that the 6 of Wands is usually being challenged by the masses. And that, you know, I feel like this card is both. Because this person is like fabulously presenting who they are, what they stand for, despite a larger number of challenges or folks challenging. So this being in the hopes and fears section, I feel like it's, or position, I feel like it is like it's both a hope and a fear. Just to face this fear, it's like it's what you hope to be and also what you fear at the same time. And it can be like, I don't know, I feel like that's kind of exhausting if you ask me. And at the same time, it's invigorating, right? To be famous, to have a following, because these folks can also be in support, right? You can influence, like being an influencer is what this card also means. So that's a really cool thing to aspire to be. And, you know, it's everybody's claim to fame these days. And I really think that people should be taking that a little bit more seriously with the way the world functions and the structures that we create and all that kind of fun socio-political discussion. So let's see what we have here for our final cards. This is a great general read. It's like kind of a little bit all over the place. And then we have the Knight of Wands. I love this card. And the Knight of Wands is ruled by fire, creative energy. I feel like this knight is probably the bravest and with the exception of the Knight of Swords, probably the fiercest. One of the more fierce of the knights. This knight is also like a bit of a Casanova. Like I shouldn't assume that this is a he, but so this knight is very almost like romantic. Like this is like the true knight in shining armor. Like this is the hero guy, the hero person. They are well achieved and you know, like a veteran, but not old. Not that there's anything wrong with being old. This could be also an awesome, mature veteran. I don't really like ending with court cards though, so let's clarify this final outcome, because this could be you, this could be a person that you attract. If it's a person that you attract, I wouldn't count on them being the committed person, because knights are not really setting roots. But I mean, because veteran came to mind, it could be like this older warrior person is going to come through in your life and foster some foundational energy, like creative energy, foster some type of foundational project, whether it's through work or through family life. They're going to be there, and sorry, my Instant Pot's going off in the background. They're going to be there for you and help you foster confidence. This could also be you. This could be that self-love energy that you need to bring in. Because if you don't, like, it's going to really, like, you're going to continue to have this lack of forward movement. And it's so tricky. Lack of forward movement. Then we have the 4 reversed again. Reversed creative energies. I really think though, because I don't like being a pessimist. We have a lot of reversals. We have a lot of like stagnant, stuck energy. And the storm and amnesia. So routine as opposed to impulse. Writing things down. Becoming your own little factory of production. And what do you need? Like, I can't remember the name of the dude, like some white dude that like refined time management and logistics and, you know, I don't really care about his name, to be quite honest with you. Like, but anyways, this person in the beginning of the Industrial Revolution was all about producing in the shortest amount of time. So just that that medicine of time, like how time can be good for us and we can work with time, and also how it can help us aid in our production. And that is, you know, that is what this Knight is here to assist you with doing. So either channel this Knight within you, or someone will come through, or ask somebody that you know who's like this for assistance. Maybe a mentor. There's all kinds of outlets on money making, creative ways of making money. Shoot, you can even just look up YouTube tutorials. But I really appreciate you listening to this message that I've channeled for you. And if it resonates or doesn't resonate, please do still hit the like and subscribe. And yeah, this is your general read for the falling leaves moon in Pisces and Aries. Take care, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.